Where are the Fretlands, Edward?
It's been 2 days. If they're not back tonight...
They're not coming back.
Perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened?
I don't know.
Penny for your thoughts?
Perhaps she fell by accident.
So you don't think it was murder?
It's difficult to say with any certainty. The boy could have pushed her.
Why would he?
You're really not helping.
Why would he?
Can we talk about this tomorrow?
With the
sorry.
dragon.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlands could still come home.
All right. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck. I'll be up for a while, if you feel like talking.
Thanks, Alice. And yet, when you go to talk to her, it says no. Where is this? Oh, okay. We're in the kitchen. Well, we can read this.
What did you find?
Someone tried to burn this.
Oh.
Just like the book. Isn't that odd?
It's addressed to Mrs. Fretland. My dearest Anna.
Oh.
It's from her sister, Margaret. Frederick's wife. The two brothers
Oh,
married
yeah.
sisters, remember?
Yes. And it's adorable. Keep reading.
I really shouldn't.
Really? How else are we going to figure out what happened? Keep reading.
My dearest Anna, I miss you so very, very much. The baby is due soon, and I wish for our family to reunite before... It's been 7 years since the dreadful incident at the mine. Can we not convince Frederick and Johann to forgive and forget? I know there are things Frederick has not told me about what they found and why they parted ways. Their grudge is tearing us all apart. Frederick won't even let me speak to half of our neighbors, accusing them of treason. He's so very angry and full of regrets. It's eating him up. And we...
And we what?
The rest is unreadable.
Margaret reached out to her sister, but I guess it didn't work.
This was written before Simon was born,
Wow.
but burned recently.
How long is this here? Like, how long would something like that last? There ain't any flies around, so...
I really thought I'd find Betty today.
Well, I told you not to get your hopes up, Edward. I mean, we just got here. It's a big place. She could be anywhere.
It's just the thought of her alone out there
It's not that big a place.
in the dark.
She's a tough cookie. Your Betty. Tougher than you, teddy bear.
That she is. I feel restless.
You should sleep.
I'm not sure I can. But yes, I'll try. In a bit.
What are you looking at?
I feel restless.
You should sleep.
I'm not sure I can. But yes, I'll
Can
try.
I actually go
In a
up
bit.
here? I can go up. Ooh. Guessing this is Ruth's room. They sat on different sides of the church. Treasure. Oh. Their fathers tore them apart. Why must everything creak like we're on a sailboat? Why is everything so dark? I should probably adjust it. That's far too bright. Oh, it's like, that's like daylight now. Wow, that's still a lot brighter. Okay, I think we can go with that. It's still dark, but we can actually see something. Ooh. Why would I turn page? I can't read it. August. Oh, it's in English. Play. Oh, Draugen walls. Guess that's it. Know what that ship is? Ooh, Piano Man. Play the song. Oh, sing us a song. You're the Piano Man. No, don't do it again. No. So there's no real information in that, but it does make you wonder. It does make you think of things. Sometimes. Sometimes they seem far-fetched, shall we say. No shadow. There's 2 rooms here too. I'm guessing that one's locked. Well, because it's teddy bear, it may just be stuck. Okay. Got a bit of a shiver. Don't know why. Do you think is this the guest bedroom? Guess I'm not going to take Alice's advice and go to sleep in it. Looks kind of cozy. Who lit that? Perhaps Alice? You didn't even notice that on the door when you went in? Stay looking out the window, Alice.
I feel restless.
You should sleep.
I'm not sure I can. But yes, I'll try. In a bit.
Got another shiver, Alice. What's happening? You light the fire?
I feel restless.
Oh,
You should
yeah.
sleep.
I'm not sure I can.
I thought you were going to talk to
But
me
yes,
if I wanted to
I'll
talk.
try. In a bit.
It's beautiful, isn't it? House?
Now that we know what happened to Ruth, this empty house is even spookier.
It's a house, nothing more.
You know better than most that souls can linger. Especially if they died in
There's no such thing as a soul.
life force, ghost, whatever. You know exactly what I'm talking about,
The only ghosts are in our minds.
says you.
People learn not to believe.
Do you think Simon killed Ruth?
It's not important what I think.
I don't know what to believe. Sometimes children do monstrous things.
That's for sure.
It's almost painful to look at this photograph now. Their whole world fell apart. Ugh, I can't bear to think about it.
The 2 brothers married twin sisters, Anna and Margaret Taylor. That's the Grovik stave church behind them.
All those hopes and dreams, ground to dust by misfortune.
I see you moved the book out of the fireplace.
I almost forgot putting this aside when I lit the fire.
Oh, you lit the fire.
Wasn't there an inscription inside?
Yep.
Simon. Simon gave that book to Ruth. But who burned it?
Johann, Or Anna, if they believed Simon killed her.
But they were friendly, right? Simon and Ruth. Before...
I imagine so.
They seem
And
very
we
friendly.
know the sisters were close.
Very friendly.
I still don't understand why the brothers had a falling out.
Whatever drove a wedge between them, it was big.
Yeah. Wow. It's bright for 1 o'clock. I hope this letter finds you and your husband in good health. Thank you for your gracious invitation to stay in your home this October. I hope it will present no inconvenience to your family. I'm presently preparing for the Atlantic voyage on the SS Bergen's Fjord and plan to depart Boston later this month. I've still had no word from my sister Elizabeth, though I hope she has made it to Gravik in the time since the last letter. If this is the case, and if at all possible, I would greatly appreciate receiving a cable with the news. If Elizabeth cannot compensate you for the cost, I will of course do so as soon as I arrive. In regards to the dates of my travels, I shall be arriving in that city place. I can't see it up close. Ölslund. Via ferry from Bergen on October the 15th. I will. So I will. I will. I swear to you, I will be arriving. Did we look at this before? Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did.
It's the same photograph we saw in the store.
That's right.
Except this one's whole.
So the brother who owns the store
Frederick.
was angry with Johann before Ruth. Because
Because of the mine. It all comes back to the mine.
the mine must have been a big deal for Greywoke.
Grovik. An opportunity to do more than live hand to mouth.
What a blow it must have been to lose it all.
Johann and Frederick Fretland. Thick as thieves. Before things took a turn.
What do you reckon
Don't you
happened?
always say that much of our pain is self-chosen?
I wonder about that.
There. What's in this for you, Alice? Are you like my manservant? Except you're a girl. How does that work? Back in the 20s, or is it? Yeah, right, the 1920s. It's unusual.
These headlines make more sense now. Johann sells his share, and the cave-in occurs shortly thereafter, killing 3 people.
Including the younger brother.
The investor pulls out, leaving Frederick with the bills.
Oh, I feel awful for everyone. Losing a brother, losing the business.
There were no happy endings here.
No. That's for sure. So, does that mean we're not going to get a happy ending either? Surprise, surprise. Well, I guess I'm going for sleep. Oh, that dummy. Frightened me. You got anything else to say before I hit the hay?
I feel restless.
No.
You should sleep.
I'm not sure I can. But yes, I'll try. In a bit.
Place hat. Slowly
What are you doing?
piecing it together.
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy.
Not now, please. I'm exhausted.
Is Betty dead? Do you know something? Are you even real? Are you Betty as a kid? And I'm, I don't know, chasing ghosts. Yeah, I think so. It's kind of like how I'm thinking at the moment, anyway.
You do look exhausted. Go to bed, Edward. I'll tuck you in.
Yeah. Teddy bear. That's what Betty called you when you were a kid, wasn't it? Isn't that it? You're Betty. That's why I call you Lissy. Elizabeth. Betty. It's the same name. Yeah. It's been staring me in the face all this time, actually, because I've been calling out you, but her as well. And it's always like the same. That's what it is. You're not real. You're the ghost of my dead sister. I'm having a mental breakdown. I found my mother dead. Now Betty's dead. And you're here as a kind of a, I don't know, guardian to help me make sense of it all. Is that it? Am I close?
I feel restless.
You should sleep.
I'm not sure I can. But yes, I'll try. In a bit.
Yeah. You kind of look alike. Yeah. You do. You look similar. Betty. I'm going to sleep, Betty. Wake me in the morning.
Quite the day, huh?
Yep.
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
She
Don't
doesn't
stay
need to
up late.
sleep.
Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no...
Hush now. Sleep.
Home Alone. Okay, it's from an American gentleman, Mr. Edward. Okay. So this is a bit, well written and very polite. Mr. Harden received our information from the, what's that? State Police when he requested a contact in Gravik. I do wonder why they gave him Johann's name and not Friedrich's. Perhaps because dear Margaret is now no longer with us, and I'm better prepared to respond in English than Friedrich. Mr. Harden inquired about his sister Elizabeth Harden, who's travelling on her own. Apparently she's a journalist. Imagine that. Choosing the Atlantic Ocean to write about Norway. Crossing the Atlantic Ocean. It sounds wonderful. Yeah, this is something about... apparently very popular in London. I had lemon juice in hot water. With no sugar. Something about gaining weight lately. I read about a diet in the paper. It's very popular in London. But I'm dreadfully hungry and crave fried eggs and sausages. Pregnant, perhaps? The letter said Elizabeth telegraphed her brother from that place I can't pronounce, whatever her name was, to inform him that she planned to visit Gravik. Why she'd want to come to this dreary old place, I have no idea. There is nothing here worth writing about anymore. His sister has not arrived yet. If she had, I could have... What's that? Tried her out with questions about America, being a journalist and traveling the world. On her own, she sounds so interesting. I hope she does come, even though he will surely be bored out of her mind. She will, yeah. Is it the curse of writing I'm finding hard, or is it the slightly out of focus? I'll write Mr. Harden today. Johan is not comfortable writing letters, especially in English. He agrees that we should invite Mr. Harden to stay here if he decides to come. After all, there are no guest houses in Gravik, and our spare room is rarely used. Also, I have to admit, having a visitor from America sounds terribly exciting. August 5th, 1923. This morning I had boiled egg and buttered toast, after Johan told me I was being silly and that I do not need to lose any weight, seeing as we're not in London and no one cares. Wow. How much of this do I need to read? Wow, there's going to be loads. The house, terribly excited with her sister. She could be. There was an argument in the shop. Is it? Earlier today, Frederick was yelling at poor Astrid, claiming their goats had been grazing on his land. I wanted to speak up, but knew it'd be only make him angrier. August 10th. John wept across the fjord. Went across even. Johan went across the fjord this morning to purchase some necessities, including new fabrics, and to pick up the post. The letters have been piling up in the store. I sometimes worry the world has completely forgotten about us. If August 11th, is it 11th or 7th? It's 11th, yeah. I finished another dress today. This one is for myself. There are no customers anymore. No one here needs another dress, and it's been ages since we visited the city. I hardly know anyone there, and who would want their dresses made in Gravik when they can have one tailored in the city. I feel lonely today. I miss my dear Margaret so much after all these years. I think, August 20th, I think Ruth is hiding something from me. She's been, what's that say? Awfully secretive. She goes off on her own even more than usual, and her clothes are filthy. Oh, she's going down the mine. I don't mind her playing and exploring, of course. I always did regret Margaret and I not being allowed to roam, no, to my free who we were little. To run free. Or little, sorry. Ruth says she's just looking for flowers and pretty rocks. I don't worry so much. August 21st. Simon stopped by today with a gift for Ruth. A whole bar of chocolate. He's a sweet boy, but Frederick would be furious if he knew. I asked Ruth if she plays up by Friedrich's farm or near the old mine. She promised she doesn't. I've never had reason not to trust her, but I still feel she's hiding something from me. And the bar of chocolate was what, like, to set us thinking that he's up to something, that he's rewarding her for something? The day after, I looked at her drawings while she was out. She's got such an imagination. September 5th. We received another letter from Mr. Harden. He'll be here in October as planned. I look forward to having someone else to speak with, if only for a few days. Not that Johan isn't good company, but we have little to converse about outside of our daily routines. There's been no sign of Mr. Harden's sister yet. If she left the city weeks ago, where could she be? She may well have decided to stop along the way. We've heard nothing, but we so rarely speak with anyone outside Gravik these days. I do hope she's all right. I would hate for Mr. Harden to come all this way to no avail. Ruth is still being secretive. I know she's hiding something. One of these days, I will follow her. Oh, September. Whoa, if that was 5th, then what's that? Looks more like a 3. Oh, maybe it's a 9. It is, yeah. It's really 1923, yeah. No church service again today. The vicar hasn't been back since the memorial service in July. Johan believes he won't be back and that he has given up on Gravik, like everyone else. I think I'm coming down with a cold. September 15th. Someone damaged our boat during the night. That's the 3rd one this month. Johan suspects Friedrich, of course. I fear something is bubbling to the surface again after all these years. I'm not at all feeling well, and spent most of yesterday and today in bed. Ruth was sweet and brought me potato soup and tea with honey and milk. September 18th. She has left us. Our dear Ruth is gone. I cannot believe it was Simon's doing. He too is now gone, and with him all hope Gravik had left in it. Wow. Sorry about the long read, folks.